that most of you have never seen. And when I show this, it makes Dr. Wentz's knees a little weak. In fact, one time he watched this and he relived the experience and he went, oh, he wasn't very happy. But so, Dr. Wentz, just close your eyes for a minute on this, okay? Many years ago, I was with Dr. Wentz in Switzerland. We were visiting a laboratory that Dr. Wentz had funded. We were shooting video and interviewing the scientists there for USANA videos. And we were driving in Switzerland and we came to the Swiss Alps. And off in a field, I saw a helicopter. And I said, wow, if we could just take the door off that helicopter and fly up into the Swiss Alps, I could get some great video footage of Dr. Wentz that we could use in some USANA videos. So I went up to the helicopter pilot, and he agreed. We took the door off the helicopter. We got Dr. Wentz in the front seat, and I was in the back. I'm the cameraman holding the camera. Go ahead and roll this video, and this is the footage we shot that day. And behind is the Eiger of the Swiss Alps. And there's Dr. Wentz standing at the top of that mountain peak as we circled with the helicopter, and I'm the one holding the camera filming this shot of Dr. Wentz with the Eiger in the background. Now, that's not the whole story. You see, if you look at that, that's a pretty small mountain peak, and it looks like beautiful snow, when in fact it is pure ice. And Dr. Wentz was wearing sneakers. He wasn't wearing shoes to be up in the mountain. And so what we did was, is we landed the helicopter so the front blades just landed right on the part of the mountain. And then the helicopter, when it pulled away, the air from it knocked Dr. Wentz almost off the mountain. Watch this footage. So there is Dr. Wentz holding on for dear life at the top of that mountain. I almost ended USANA real quickly back there in that day. And to show you how good of a man Dr. Wentz is, I didn't get fired, I'm still here. Right? Well, Dr. Wentz certainly has become a true mentor of mine and a friend, and a very close business associate. We've had many great times and traveled the world together, and I was privileged to help him start USANA 27 years ago when USANA was a thought and an idea, and now to see what it's become is truly a representation . It's truly a representation of his vision and the values that he holds dearly, because everything that USANA is because of what he created and what he demanded when USANA was first formed and organized. And that's why we have such a beautiful, thriving company today. So now, let's give a warm USANA family welcome to the founder and chairman of the board of USANA Health Sciences, Dr. Myron Wentz.
Thank you, Kevin, and hello, USANA family. It's great to be with you this evening, and hard to believe that it's already been a year since our last Asia Pacific Convention. Our company has had great success this last year, thanks to the dedicated efforts of our USANA employees, and especially all of you. I thank you for your enthusiasm, for your loyalty, courage, and unwavering determination to share USANA with the world. Our USANA family is growing, and we have a bright future ahead of us. I believe knowing where we came from can be a great help in setting our direction for the future, in setting your direction for the future. You may have already heard the story of our beginning, but I thought a review might be helpful. My vision, the USANA vision, to nourish, protect, and renew the human cell has taken form over the course of 30 plus years of research into optimal nutrition. And it might surprise many of you to learn that it all began with viruses. After I had completed my formal education, I spent a number of years working as the director of microbiology and immunology for several hospitals in the United States. In the busy hospital environment, we needed to make timely and accurate laboratory diagnoses of the many infectious diseases. Patient symptoms and physical diagnoses could only tell us so much, and patients were literally at risk. Unfortunately, at that time, painstaking procedures involving delicate cell cultures were required to isolate and identify the viruses. And it was not uncommon for weeks or months to pass before test results were available. I created Go Laboratories because I saw a critical need for proactive diagnostics rather than reactive medical treatments. The assays that were created were able to diagnose virtually every virus of medical importance rapidly and accurately. With my test kits, definitive results were available within 90 minutes. This helped clinicians, for the first time, identify and differentiate the more serious viral infections affecting humankind. They could focus their treatment plans more effectively, saving time, costs, and lives. Working with viruses requires growing cells in culture, because viruses will only grow and reproduce in living cells. To produce the most complete and non-defective viruses to obtain accurate diagnostic information, we needed all of our cell types to be healthy and fully functional. Growing cells in those days, however, was very problematic. But the key I discovered to growing healthy cells was nutrition. I learned that in order for a human cell to achieve optimal health, it must receive optimal nutrition. This includes everything it needs to build its own cell structures, including the DNA necessary to duplicate itself and to synthesize all the metabolites needed for life, like enzymes, proteins, hormones, etc. And these essential nutrients must be available in the right form, in the right amount, and in the right balance. All the scientific work of discovery and research at Galt was very demanding and stressful. And after time, my health began to fail. Understanding, however, that nutrition is the most important thing we can do to preserve our health, I asked a friend, a pharmacist, to recommend the best nutritional supplement available. He suggested one of the top-selling multivitamin brands on the market. Unfortunately, when I read the label to see what vitamins, minerals, and cofactors were included, and at what amounts, I was shocked to see how inadequate the ingredients were to support human life. Through subsequent testing, I also determined that the potency and purity of the ingredients were often less than advertised on the label. I created USANA because I saw a critical need for supplements that were nutritionally complete, pure, and natural, and containing efficacious, not token, doses of antioxidants that were bioavailable, both water-soluble and fat-soluble, to protect every site and structure in the cell. To have them correctly assembled using stringent quality controls and pharmaceutical-grade good manufacturing practices. Cells in culture are protected from any free radical damage because everything they are exposed to is pure water, pure ingredients in an incubator environment. But the cells in our bodies are exposed to overwhelming environmental toxics and oxidative damage. It was my primary objective to create the most potent, broad-spectrum antioxidant formulation possible to protect the cells of our bodies. The resulting product was so pioneering and unique that USANA became known as the Antioxidant Company and is now known as the Cellular Nutrition Company. And due to the ever-increasing toxic influence our cells experience, our R&D team has continued to innovate our products, always keeping current with the latest scientific breakthroughs. These cell essentials and our other products enhanced by intelligence substantiate our continued dedication to excellence and innovation. We see this as a critical imperative and are always assessing the need for new products to improve our current products. Last year, our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Rob Sinnott, pulled the veil off of USANA's research and development, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at some of the innovative products and technologies we are working on. In that special Future Lab segment, we talked about the future. Today, I want you to focus on the present. Our R&D team is making great advancements. I am so pleased to have Dr. Sinnott at the helm of this outstanding group of scientists and product innovators. There's a new vitality in the air and a core strength that is steering our R&D to even greater advancements. Tonight, the future is already here. We are about to introduce you to some new products. Which I am very proud of. I would gladly be the one to introduce them to you, but instead, I think I should introduce our next speaker and let him make the introductions. Please welcome to the stage our Chief Scientific Officer and leader of our great R&D team, Dr. Wentz.